Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. The truth, the truth, the truth. We just did one on 6 types of slavery. I could have mentioned more. I might do 6 more types of slavery. I got a lot of topics in mind in regards to that. But this is along the Isaiah 4:1 series. I want to talk about men suppressing their sexual desires. Listen. The Most High wants you to have self-control. But you should not be married to some woman that's not fulfilling your sexual desires. You know, if you got a family and stuff like that, you want to do things the right way. But you need to be fulfilling your sexual desires in terms of men with women, men and women relationships. So let's read Isaiah 4:1 as I often like to do before I get into this topic. It says, for 7 women will take hold of one man on that day. This is talking about the end. It mentions remnants, so on and so forth. It's talking about the end, like when you get towards the end of days. We will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. That's that little strong and independent stuff. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace. What is their disgrace? Their disgrace is all the things that they were doing and will be doing that will lead to, in the end, no man wanting them. So they're going to be more desperate. Like all that narcissism, they're going to be humble now. So they're going to be like, okay, I'll share you. I like you. I'm willing to share you. So that's what's going to be happening. Because see, right now you got women that's married, that's not even having sex with their husbands. And these guys putting up with it because they scared to lose half of their money. They don't want to be away from their kids. And I say to you that you need to get you a wife that wants to give you some. Or don't have no wife. Be single. Go out there and do what you do. Listen, from a biblical standpoint, we ain't even got to get into it like that. All of these women are considered your wives. That's why you don't have sex with a woman that you don't feel no type of commitment to. That's what animals do. Like, it ain't saying you need to walk down the aisle and get a paper. Like, Adam and Eve didn't have no paperwork that would entitle Eve to 60% of the Garden of Eden. It's a way to go about doing things. But to me, if you like with somebody that's dangling sex over your head like a mistletoe, you with the wrong person. And I don't care how spiritual or unspiritual, I don't care what they try to claim to be. If that's what they doing, that's the wrong person. No married man should be getting less sex than he was before he got married. That shouldn't happen. Like, I can see if y'all 70 years old. If you in your 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, that shouldn't happen. Even 60s to a point. Like, you still should be getting something in the 60s. But some guys are dealing with this. That's a form of slavery too, that I could have mentioned in that last broadcast. You basically getting pimped by your wife. And some of these women are trying to make you feel like you're the problem. You're the problem. They'll get loud. They'll argue with you. They'll have your kids thinking that it's you. I met a guy down in Texas. He told me like this. He was telling me about how his parents was divorced, so on and so forth. He said, for years, I thought that it was my father. But he said, over time, I figured out that his mother was an S starter. Passive aggressive. He was naming all this stuff. I said, sometimes it be like that, man, Women are never looked at as the abuser and as the person that's creating the problems. Because a real masculine man you're not going to be able to just break down his masculinity. That is going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of going back and forth, so on and so forth. A real masculine man ain't going to let you just emasculate him. And then they flipping the script. Oh, this, you be starting stuff, and it be them. It be them sometimes. Not every time, but it be them sometimes. Because what women don't understand is if you asking a man to be with this just you, right? Right? You asking a man to be with just you, especially if he used to be the player type, multiple women practically laying down at his feet. Now you asking him to be with just you. And you want to suppress his sexual desires? No. No. I'm going on record right now. You guys, you Christian guys, you think God is going to be mad at you? He knows what's going on in your house. He's not. Pastors too. Y'all know what? Y'all owe Jimmy Swaggart an apology. Where Jimmy Swaggart messed up is he was trying to be sneaky. He was talking real strong like he wasn't that type. That's where he messed up. But let's just say, if he had a wife that was denying him sex, what he's supposed to do? Or any of the rest of these women, what they supposed to do? So a man of God, man, you can't enjoy life. Sex is part of enjoying life. So because a guy is a man of God, he can't enjoy life. That's the devil. I'm putting the devil on notice. That's the devil. In fact, any married woman that's denying her husband sex and she won't leave him, that is demonic activity. And you guys, listen. You think that that's the only thing that's going to come up when you get judged by God? But yet you celebrating these pagan holidays. You not keeping the Sabbath. You covetous. The stuff that's really going to come up, you do that even more. And you let your wife pimp you, got you paying bills, all kind of stuff. Don't even want to have sex with you, and you still with her. Now, I can see you can't just divorce people, and you got to plan. Some people have to plan it out. But don't ever let these women have you going without sex. You want to be a man's wife, you better be doing all kind of nasty stuff to him. Because you're going to ruin his life if you're not. He got to look at these people walking around, all these women that like him more than you. And he going without. He got to go in the bathroom and relieve himself. And he got a wife. What kind of stuff is that? How it look, a guy having to M and he has a wife. You might as well not even have a wife, man. See, that's not being spiritual. It's nothing spiritual about that, man. That's the enemy under your roof. That's the enemy under your roof. And I'm telling you guys, if your wife go a month without giving you none, you just be nice about it. You confront it. Be nice about it. Don't get in no argument with her. If she go 2 months, you get a little more aggressive. You tell her, this, that, and the other. If she makes it to the 3rd month, now it's time for war. It's time for war. You need to figure out what's going on. Is she cheating on you? Do you need to give her a lie detector test? What's going on? But if she gets past 3 months, it's time for divorce. Ain't no coming back. You can't let people do you like that. Because if you read Isaiah 4:1, did the Most High say he was going to judge those men? Okay, let's go to the verse. Let's go to verse 2, Isaiah 4:2. Let's go to verse 2. Isaiah 4 Let's read verse 2. And I ain't... Okay. Yeah, I know I gotta... This time I ain't gonna even read from the NIV or from the NASB. I'm gonna read whichever version this is. Verse 2, it says, "In that day the branch of the Most High shall be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and appealing for those of Israel who have escaped. And it shall come to pass that he who is left in Zion and remains in Jerusalem will be called holy, everyone who is recorded among the living in Jerusalem." So, it don't say nothing about those guys with the 7 women, God being mad at them because they had 7 women. These women, part of them get away. They don't do nothing. They don't do nothing to be like, well, they think competition's over. Once monogamy begins, competition's over. They ain't got to paint their toenail. They ain't got to do their nails. They don't got to try to stay in shape. They don't got to try to be healthy. They don't got to try to be seductive towards their husband. Competition's over. Sex is over. Get the... These people literally be making me want to cuss. And then you hear them on YouTube. I'm the table. You act like a table. Standing there doing nothing. I'm the table. Yeah, the world has gotten away from the king, queen concept. Patrice O'Neal, I've been listening to a lot of his stuff, and he cussed a lot. He's funny, but what he was saying was the truth. Like, I wouldn't do some of the things that he did in his life, but in terms of his views, he was dead on with this. Now, he was basically saying that the queen is the king's bleep. That's it. That's it. But now what is it? You got women leading the household. Shaq just said some stuff that made him look like the biggest simp. See, to me, if you just trying to keep the peace with your wife, but you cheating on her, like, what's cheating on her? Cheating on her is any activity that you have in terms of other women that she don't know about. Some of these women, they try to play the spiritual role. So you don't want to cheat because you going to make all of their debaucherous things that they want to do anyway. You going to give them an excuse for it in the eyes of the people they trying to impress. So don't do it that way. What you do is, if she won't get right, you just divorce her. Men can divorce women. You're not an adulterer. Men, listen, according to the Bible, the only way a man can be an adulterer is if he has sex with a woman whose husband is still alive. Let's say she's unsubmissive and she ends up divorced partly because of her behavior. Even if it's not fully her, partly. You get with her, you're guilty of adultery. She's guilty of adultery. Now, if her husband died, that's different. She can remarry, she can do this, do that. But if she caused herself to be put away, anybody that gets with her is an adulterer, and she is too. That's the real meaning of what was said, except it be for adultery. He was basically saying that if you be the reason why she does what she does, then you're guilty of it because you're causing her to commit adultery. Now, if she's not having sex with you and you divorce her, you're not causing her to commit adultery. See, these women want to control men. That's all this is. That's all this is. They want to control how you spend your money. They want to control what friends you around. They want to control when you have sex and when you don't. Don't let these women control nothing with you. Don't let them control nothing. Because that's what they want. And then as soon as you start letting them control, like let's say you a man of God and you think that you're supposed to be submissive because you taking the scripture, submit yourselves one to another, that wasn't talking about marriage. And so now you trying to be more passive. She ain't gonna like you anyway. Check her ex-boyfriends. I want to know, and you should want to know, who this person was with before you. Because some of them would be like, well, I didn't like him because this, right? You be the total opposite of him. Now she don't like you either. It's something with her. She could have childhood trauma or something. Always check the relationship with the dad. I'm gonna tell you something. If you looking for a wife, I'm gonna tell you some of the main characteristics that you want to see. Good relationship with her father, and her father is a righteous man. If she has a good relationship with a righteous man, then you might want to look a little further into her. As long as she don't have no weird past, if she has a good relationship with a righteous man, and if she watched her mother serve this man, respect this man. See, you got to look at this stuff. Because if you see the mother being disrespectful towards the father, that's how she's probably going to become down the line on you. Almost everything. Okay, let's say, in closing, we finna close this. Let's say she's close to her mother. You can be like, okay, what you need to do is don't say nothing, just watch. When you get around their family, just watch the interactions of her parents. Because that's what more than likely, that's what you're gonna have. Now, is that what you want? Whatever you see, is that what you want? Now I could see, okay, let's say, I'm gonna show you something, watch this. Let's say you got this girlfriend, you thinking about marrying her. Her father is a righteous man. He's just a righteous man, takes care of home, righteous, morals, everything. She has a good relationship with her father. You watch her parents, they can't keep their hands off each other. Good relationship. You might want to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to keep this one around and see what could happen. But the flip side, parents don't get along. Father ain't getting none. All this stuff, you got to look at that. You got to look at that, because if she becomes her mother, then the good characteristic and the bad characteristic going to be right there. Is the mother good with her kids? Okay, that's a good characteristic. But you need a wife that's going to be more than good to just the kids. She going to have to be good towards you. She going to have to embrace your vision, your dreams, find a way to help you. Instead of you listening to her and now you going this way, you going the other way. You can't blame her, because you should have knew what you could listen to and what you can't. You can't blame her. You got to look at yourself. And that's what happens sometimes. You can't get mad at women for wanting to play things safe, even though it's not going to benefit you in the long run. But nonetheless, this is why Isaiah 4:1 is coming to pass. All this type of stuff is coming to pass. The day is going to come where people is going to look at people who are old-fashioned and laugh at them. Like marriage is more than likely, based on this scripture, going to go back to how it was during biblical days. where women gonna be a little more humble, because the day is gonna come where guys gonna wake up and they ain't gonna want nothing to do with the majority of these women. And let me tell you something. Stop always going just by appearance. Like, if a woman is gonna be everything to you and she might not look the best, you still gotta look at the rest of the equation. You gotta look at the rest of the equation. Whereas a woman who looks good, looks gonna fade, by the way. And she is all about herself. She ain't gonna be good to you. You're gonna be miserable. You better off with the girl that don't look so hot. You're gonna be miserable. Miserable. But anyway, this is The Truth, man. The channel is the No Matrix. No letting these women suppress your sexual desire. Don't be out here acting like a wild wolf, being evil. But it's not their job to be the one to suppress your sexual desire. That's your job. If you choose to suppress this, that, and the other for whatever reason, that's only you can make that decision. Don't let these women do that to you. No simping. Same thing. You basically, like I always tell y'all, being in the matrix and being a simp, they go hand in hand in most categories. All subjects channel. We talk about everything over here. Everything over here. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button on these videos. If you don't agree with me, hit the dislike button. I'm fine with it. It helps the algorithm. But thanks for watching. Time to get to work. Everybody have a good day at work. Don't be at work talking about nothing, especially with these women. Keep it simple. Sports, weather, the job. Don't even talk about people on the job. Be shallow at work. It's business. It's not personal. Thanks for watching.